सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता
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 हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी
विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी
हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी
विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी
मा वीणा पुस्तकधारिणी
मा वीणा पुस्तकधारिणी
मा वीणा पुस्तकधारिणी
मा वीणा पुस्तकधारिणी
भवभञ्जनी मनोरञ्जनी
भवभञ्जनी मनोरञ्जनी
भवभञ्जनी मनोरञ्जनी
भवभञ्जनी मनोरञ्जनी
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी 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 माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी 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 माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी 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 माता सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
सत्यसाईश्वरी माता
नमो शारदा शारदा नमो शारदा माता
शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता
हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी
विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी
मा वीणा पुस्तक धारिणी
वीणा पुस्तक धारिणी
भवभञ्जनी मनोरञ्जनी
भवभञ्जनी मनोरञ्जनी
सत्य साईश्वरी माता
सत्य साईश्वरी माता
सत्य साईश्वरी सत्य साईश्वरी सत्य साईश्वरी माता
साईश्वरी सत्य साईश्वरी सत्य साईश्वरी माता
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 नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता श्रीकरी कृपाकरी क्षेमंकरी साईश्वरी श्रीकरी कृपाकरी क्षेमंकरी साईश्वरी शङ्करी अभयङ्करी शुभङ्करी साईश्वरी शङ्करी अभयङ्करी शुभङ्करी साईश्वरी श्रीकरी कृपाकरी क्षेमंकरी साईश्वरी तांडव केली प्रियकरी भैरवी प्रलयंकरी तांडव केली प्रियकरी भैरवी प्रलयंकरी सर्वेश्वरी सुंदरी दयाकरी महेश्वरी क्षेमङ्करी साईश्वरी
श्रीकरी कृपाकरी क्षेमङ्करी साईश्वरी
शङ्करी अभयङ्करी शुभङ्करी साईश्वरी
शङ्करी अभयङ्करी शुभङ्करी साईश्वरी
श्रीकरी कृपाकरी क्षेमङ्करी साईश्वरी प्रियकरी भैरवी प्रलयङ्करी
ताण्डवकेली प्रियकरी भैरवी प्रलयङ्करी
सर्वेश्वरी सुन्दरी दयाकरी महेश्वरी क्षेमङ्करी साईश्वरी
Ganana Antva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavin Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannu Tibisida Sadanam Prano Devi Sarasvati Vajibhir Vajinivati Dinama Vitriyavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Sarasvatye Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. At the feet of my Lord, all is bliss, all is bliss. Om Shri Sai Ram, Namaste, Harihi Om. My namaskar to the Swami in all of you and in all that is. Let us move together. Let us grow together. Let us develop the knowledge together. Let us live in friendship without any differences. Good evening and welcome to day 6 of our Dasara celebration. It was the Vedas that first taught unity and oneness. Vedas are being treated as useless because of the lack of people who can teach them correctly. It is being treated as rituals, full of mantras to be chanted. No, says Swami, no, it is not correct. Vedas are the source of all the mighty power. Everything is contained in Vedas, and everything originates from Vedas. Vedas supply knowledge to all nations. Knowledge of all the modern weaponry is from Vedas, mainly the Atharvana Veda, but the Bharatriyas are unable to recognize this fact. Bharat was the leader of all nations, but the great examples of those days are becoming extinct now. Thereby, students are not able to have belief in those truths. So the Vedas are universal and predate all religions, even Hinduism by many millennia. Vedas belong to everyone. Just as Jesus's life messages predates Christianism, and it is not limited to it, Swami's life message says it all. Of one mind, of one heart, love all, serve all. Help ever, hurt never. So what is the main question, the main challenge to humanity that the Rig Veda poses? What is the main message, the chief message that the Rig Veda teaches? Swami says the Rig Veda teaches unity. It exhorts all men to pursue the same holy desires. All hearts must be charged with the same good urge. All hearts must be directed by good motives towards good ends, and all men must take the one part of truth for all manifestation of the one God. People believe today that the lesson of unity is quite new, and the idea of progressing toward it is very praiseworthy. But the concept of human unity is not at all new. In Rig Vedic times, the concept has been proclaimed much more clearly and much more emphatically than now. It is the preeminent ideal of the Rig Veda. And Swami goes on to say that all parts of God, his power, his energy, the Atma that is the reality in everyone, in truth, the one manifesting as the many, the Veda demands that difference and distinction should not be imposed. Swami goes on to say that this unity, this universal inclusive outlook, is absent among men today. They have multiplied differences and conflicts, and their lives have become narrow-minded and restricted. The Rig Veda in the ancient times past pulled down restrictive barriers and narrow-minded feelings by proclaiming unity of all men. Swami further states that the following three words, these three ideals together in succession many a time: unity, purity, divinity. Unity, purity, divinity. Where unity will lead us to purity, which in turn will lead us to divinity. This is so designed to be in all of us. Which brings me to the last suktam of the Rig Veda, as it encapsulates this main message of unity. And perhaps more importantly, how to go about accomplishing this in just 4 bricks. It is commonly referred to as the Samana Suktam, also known such as the Sangatana Suktam, as well as several other names. And the one I find most everyone resonates to and most meaningfully illustrates the subject matter for our talk today is the Unity Suktam. So it is this Unity Suktam which I have chosen today to introduce, or to reintroduce today, because of its important and very crucial theme of unity, which resonates strongly, very strongly, in all of us, per Swami's words. It is the last suktam of the Rig Veda, which is the biggest Veda that we know. A huge book. Itself weighs 5 kilos per Manish's statements. It is such a big book. The Rig Veda is such big by any measure that it contains some 10,550 mantras. 10,552 mantras. The last 4 mantras are known as the Samana Suktam. These mantras are the summary of the entire 10,000 mantras. So you can say that the summary of the entire Rig Veda is contained in those 4 mantras, which we will be covering very shortly. In essence, if you chant this one suktam with full intent, pouring your heart and soul into it, then you have chanted the entire Rig Veda. So you could call this the universal anthem or even the cosmic anthem. Both are correct. This particular suktam, this jewel from the Vedas, was introduced and taught to us, to our United Connecticut and New York group of chanters many years ago, along with Rudram and many suktas, by our very learned and patient Veda teacher, Sri Manish Vyasa, an ardent Sai Baba devotee. And I am eternally grateful for his teachings. So imagine these 4 lines as a summary of the entire huge volume of the Rig Veda. If we can chant this properly, and if we can act upon it, then we will attain joy and peace forever and ever, just like the fairy tales. And they lived happily ever after. So this is what our teacher likes to ring into our ears when we are chanting it and remind us that it is accessible to all of us. If we're able to put this in practice, in actual, practical, down-to-earth ways, the sage Kanchi Paramacharya, a very, very advanced and self-realized diva, said that just as you have the national anthem to arouse patriotism, this is a perfect planet Earth anthem. It enables the individual to think expansively and act as a citizen of the cosmos, as a collective. It unites us and enables us to act upon our noble feelings and divine impulses. So in short, we may call this the universal anthem, which is beyond country, which is beyond even planets. It applies to all of us. Even the popular word, which is in the Satya Sai Samiti, the word Samiti itself comes from this suktam, Sam iti. Iti denotes the resolution or motion, and Sam denotes equal-mindedness, equal impetus. So whenever we pass a resolution with unanimity, it is said to be a samiti in Sanskritam, that we have passed a samiti as a unanimous resolution. So in this Samana Suktam, the very first rik is a prayer to God. And the last 2 are God's answer to that prayer. There are 2 major parts to it: a call, a request, and then an answer from God. So in this Unity Suktam, which I've chosen today because of its very important theme of unity, which resonates strongly, very strongly in all of us. Sam samidyuvase vrishannagne vishvanyarya. The first few lines say, E vrishannagne, E principal Agni, here, E supreme God. Agni means fire, as beautifully described by Brother Arunodayan within the context of the Durga Suktam a couple of days ago on this program. And now I'm going to have to stop because it looks like the landscapers have decided to mow the lawn right underneath my window. But I will be back very soon. Don't go too far. Sai Ram. So in this Suktam, Samana Suktam, the Unity Suktam, it is described as having 2 parts. First is a prayer to God, and then the second is God's answer to that prayer. It's very simple. It's not as complex as many other suktams, and certainly not as complex as the Rudram. But putting those simple words into practice is a whole different matter. So let me just take you through very quickly. We'll do a bird's view today. So you can see the first part here as our prayer to God. We have limited amount of time, so I don't want to go to a word by word explanation, but I'll be chanting a few of the riks so that you get a sense of where we're going with this. So the first part, Sam Samidyuvase Vrishannagne Vishwanyaryap Ilas Pare Samidyase Sano Vasunya Bhara. So in this first line, it is a prayer to God asking help in joining us together with all the noble impulses and all the noble thoughts and the riches and everywhere. Please come to us, please unite us, all of us, with universal, noble, and excellent impulses. It's fairly simple, fairly clear. We need your help. We need your guidance at every step. Next is God's answer to our prayer. So the answer is a little bit longer because it's being elaborated in 3 riks. Samgachadvam samvadadvam samvo manam sijanatam deva bhagayata purve sanjanana upasate. So the general answer on this particular rik, so Swami says, God says, consider yourself all as equals and share in the bounty, the prasadam of God, which has been bestowed upon you by rains and crops and natural phenomena. Of course, we're dealing with a different age of an agrarian age, but to this day, we still have an issue with the natural phenomena and the rains and the fires. So it cannot be forgotten that a message here is very clear, that some of the upheavals that's appearing on our planet right now may very well be the result of our own doing. So it means speak unitedly, collectively, connectedly, be known as the one united mind, share nature's bounty equally, considering all as equal. And this is our main mantra. The balance of the mantras further elaborates in details on this main mantra. So let me chant it and scroll this for all of us. Om. Please join me. Sam Samidyuvase Vrashannagne Vishwanyarya Ilas Pare Samidyase Sano Vasunya Bhara Sangachadvam Samvadadvam Sambo Manam Sijanatam Deva Bhagayata Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantra Samiti Samani Samanam Mana Sahachittamesham Samanam Mantram Abhimantraye Vasamane Navo Havisha Juhomi Samaniva Akuti Samana Hridaya Niva Samanamastu Vo Manoyata Vasusaha Sati. And typically after this we chant Swasti Prajabhya Paribhalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahi Mahisha Go Brahmanebhya Subhamastu Nityam Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you for joining me today. I would like to close with a few words of a personal nature that will address all of us. So it is my wish today that this mantra be reaching all of us and that it may apply to all of us, that we can see the meaning of it in our lives as a guide and our prayer to God, in essence, to reach out to him for his answer to us in a clear, simple fashion. So I'm very happy to have been taught this Suktam and have the opportunity today to share it with everyone. With my understanding of its deeper, subtle meaning, which I have only touched upon briefly here because of time constraints. Hopefully this can become part of everyone's daily chanting practice and sadhana, and brought further into the collective consciousness of our present world. Finally, I just was reminded of sharing an analogy with a visual when my gaze actually fell upon those two items that I keep on my desk. They're seeds. It's a constant reminder of potential, unrealized potential. Seeds contain a potential, an unrealized potential, not unlike humans, starting from the womb. With the right circumstances, the right messaging, the right fertilizer, we can grow and develop to know ourselves beyond our wildest dreams, albeit limited dreams, and contribute a great deal to our ecosystem and every soul on this planet. Of one mind, of one heart. Love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. At the feet of my Lord, all is bliss, all is bliss. Om Shri Sai Ram.
ॐ नर्य प्रजां मे गोपाया जाताञ्जनिष्यमाणाञ्च अथर्वपितं मे गोपाया अदब्धायोऽसि ततनो यज्ञस्य पशून्मे गोपाया अष्टाजभाश्च य इहाग्ने सप्रथसभां मे गोपाया तानिन्द्रियावदः कुरु अहे बुद्धियमन्त्रं मे गोपाया अजस्सामानियजोगूंषि मानो यगुंसेज्जातवेदो गामश्वं जगतो भिश्रीर्याचनो गृहे सन्ततश्रीरस्तु समस्तमङ्गलानि भवन्तु नित्यश्रीरस्तु नित्यमङ्गलानि भवन्तु महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती साई सद्गुरुपरब्रह्मणे नमः कर्पूरदिव्यनीराजनं दर्शयामि ॐ धाता पुरस्ताज्यमुदा जहारा
विद्वान् प्रतिशतस्रः
तमेवं विद्वानमृत इह भवति
नान्यपन्था अयनाय विद्यते
सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं
विश्वं नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदम्
विश्वतः परमान्नित्यं विश्वन्नारायणगोहरिं
विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति
विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुंशाश्वतगोरिमच्युतं
नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणम्
नारायण नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परा
नारायणपरं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं नारायणपरः
नारायणपरो ज्ञाताज्ञानं नारायणः परा
यच्च किञ्चिज्जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा
अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणस्थितः
अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेऽन्तं विश्वशम्भुवम्
पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशगोदयं चाप्यधोमुखम्
अधो निष्ट्यादितस्यान्देनाभ्यामुपरि तिष्ठति
कालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं मातु
सन्ततकुं शिलाभिस्तुलं वत्याकोशसन्निभम्
यस्यान्ते सुषिरगोलोक्ष्मन्नस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितम्
तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वार्चिर्विश्वतो मुखः
अग्रभुग्विभजन्निष्ठन्नारमचरः कविः
तिर्यगोर्ध्वमदशायैरश्मयस्तस्य सन्दता
तापयति स्वन्देहमापाददलमस्तकः
तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखा अनियोर्ध्वा व्यवस्थितः
नीलतो यदमध्यस्थाद्विज्यल्लेखे वभास्वरा
नीवारशोकवत्तन्वी पीताभास्वत्यणूपमा
अस्यास्य गाया मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थिता
ब्रह्मस्त शिवस्तः हरिस्तेन्द्र सोऽक्षरः परमस्वरा
योपां पुष्पं वेद
पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति
चन्दमा वा अपां पुष्पम्
पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
अग्निर्वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यो अग्निरायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वा अग्निरायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आयुर्वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यो वायोरायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै वायोरायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
असौ वै तपन्नपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यो मुष्यतपत आयतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वा अमुष्यतपत आयतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपमायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
चन्द्रमा वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यश्चन्द्रमसायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै चन्द्रमसायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
नक्षत्राणि वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यो नक्षत्राणामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै नक्षत्राणामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपमायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
पर्जन्यो वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यः पर्जन्यस्यायतनं वेद
भवति
एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
संवत्सरो वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यः संवत्सरस्यायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै संवत्सरस्यायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योऽप्सुनावं प्रतिष्ठितां वेद
प्रत्येव तिष्ठति
ప్రతి దైవము యొక్క సృష్టి ఎందుకును సత్యమును గుర్తించుటకై ప్రయత్నించాలి.
In God's creation, our main job is to know the truth behind this.
కానీ ప్రపంచమంతా కూడాను గుణగణములు కలిగినటువంటి యొక్క వ్యక్తులే ఉంటున్నారు.
But all this world we find people with attributes and qualities, traits.
తెలివితేటలు పెంచుకోవాలని ప్రయత్నిస్తున్నారు.
Man wants to be more and more intelligent.
తెలివితేటలు పెంచుతున్నారు కానీ గుణమును మాత్రం పెంచటం లేదు.
Though he develops his intelligence, but he is not growing, cultivating virtues.
గుణములు పెంచుకోలేక ఎన్ని పెంచుకుంటే ఈ ప్రయోజనం ఏమిటి?
Without the virtues, what for the rest?
కనుకనే ప్రాచీన పురుషులందరూ కూడాను గుణమును పెంచుకునే నిమిత్తమై ప్రయత్నం చేయవలనని చాటుతూ వచ్చారు.
And hence, since age long, people have been advocating the need to cultivate virtues, character, more than anything else.
కనుక ప్రతి మానవుడు కూడాను మనం తెలివితేటలు పెంచుకొని గొప్ప తెలివి కలిగినవాడని గొప్ప మార్క్స్ అంతా సంపాదిస్తున్నాడని మనం భావించడం చాలా పొరపాటు.
It's a mistake if we consider a person very highly intelligent because of the marks that he gets.
తెలివితేటలు ఉండినంత మాత్రమున ప్రయోజనం కాదు, దానిలో గుణం కూడాను సంపాదించుకోవాలి.
Mere presence of intelligence is not enough. You should have good qualities, virtues.
ఈ గుణము లేకుండా ఇన్ని తెలివితేటలు పెంచుకున్నప్పటికీ ఇది వ్యర్థమైపోయేటువంటిది.
All the intelligence will be in vain if you do not have good character.
కనుకనే ఈ నవరాత్రులు అనేటువంటి యొక్క పేరు దేనికి వచ్చినది? గుణమును పెంచుకునే నిమిత్తమై అనేక రకములైనటువంటి కర్మలు ఆచరించి అందులో ఉన్నటువంటి యొక్క గుణమును మాత్రమే స్వీకరించడానికి చేసినటువంటి పండుగలే.
Navarathri 9-day celebration has got a purpose behind it. We undertake so many spiritual rituals and activities to cultivate good qualities, good virtues.
నమ్మకమునకు ఎట్టి రూపము?
What is the form of faith?
నమ్మకమే దీని యొక్క ప్రధానమైన రూపము.
And in fact, the very faith itself is its manifestation.
దైవాన్ని నమ్మినటువంటి వాడు సర్వులు కూడా నమ్ముతాడు.
The one who has got faith in God will be able to believe the rest of the people.
సర్వుల యందు కూడా దైవం ఉన్నదని విశ్వసిస్తాడు.
He'll have full faith of the presence of God in everyone around.
ఈశావాస్యం విదం జగత్.
The whole universe is fully divine.
ఈశ్వర సర్వభూతానాం.
God dwells in all of the beings.
సర్వభూతముల యందు కూడాను ఈశ్వరుడే నమ్మకం అనేటువంటి పేరుతో ప్రసిద్ధి చెందుతున్నాడు.
God is our faith, present in all of the organic world, the living creatures.
కనుక మొట్టమొదట మనము నమ్మకం అనేటువంటి దాన్ని పెంచుకోవాలి.
So to begin with, we have to develop faith.
ఏ వేదం చూచినా, ఏ సంకల్పం చూచినా, ఏ ఇది చూచినప్పటికీ నమ్మకం అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని తప్పక పైకి చూపుతుండాలి.
The Veda or any other spiritual text or scripture, whatever may be, will lay emphasis on faith. That is in this
ఏదో ఒక
word.
న్యూస్ పేపర్లో వచ్చింది అంటే రష్యాలో ఫలాని మనిషి ఈ రకంగా చచ్చింది అనేటప్పటికీ దాన్ని నమ్ముతున్నాం మనము.
We rely on the daily newspaper. If anything says that someone died there in Russia, we believe it.
కానీ దీన్ని ఎట్ట నమ్మినాము?
How could you believe that?
ఎవరొచ్చి మనకు బోధించారు?
Who told you that?
కేవలం న్యూస్ పేపర్ వల్ల వచ్చినటువంటి.
It is only a column in the newspaper.
ఈ న్యూస్ పేపర్ వల్ల వచ్చినటువంటిది మాత్రం నమ్ముతున్నాము.
We believe all that is said in newspaper.
సత్య ప్రభావమైనటువంటి యొక్క ఆచరణ నుంచి, అనుభూతి నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి దాన్ని నమ్మటం లేదు.
We are not able to believe that which is born out of our faith, which is based on truth, based on our own experience.
కనుక మొట్టమొదట మనకు గుణములు పెంచుకోవాలి.
Therefore, we have to develop the guna or the quality.
ఈ గుణములు కూడాను కేవలం మన నమ్మకం నుంచినే పెరుగుతున్నాయి.
Virtues or guna could be developed out of faith.
గుణముల వల్ల మనకు ఎంతైనా కూడా నమ్మకం అభివృద్ధి అవుతుంది.
And therefore, we can develop the character, the good qualities more and more.
హరే రామ హరే రామ రామ
समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा